this third member out. I'm going to pull the drive shaft. I've already got the air line disconnected, and then we'll see what this thing looks like. All right, I got this third member out, and the first thing I notice is that this locker has this crazy scoring on it all the way around. I have no clue what caused that, because this ring looks basically brand new. So I'm wondering if this thing was broken and then repaired, and then they decided that this scoring to the outside of the ARB locker was okay to run. That's what it kind of looks like to me, because this... Oh, hang on. This thing's being cut by the pinion. This pinion self-clearanced itself on the locker. So this pinion is too deep, and it looks like when they first ran it, it clearanced itself. I've never set up a diff like this. This is about as far down as I've ever taken one. So I'll likely end up taking this to someone to have them just reset the, I think that'd be the backlash or the preload or something, because I don't think that pinion is supposed to be so far up. Yesterday I went and picked up my third member with fresh gears, fresh bearings, and fresh seals. So that's all squared away. I put new wheel bearings in the rear axles. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this all installed. All right, got the third member in. ARB line connected. I just tested it, had a little leak, and then I tightened it up and it's sealed up perfectly now. So next we gotta replace these outer axle seals. Oh, I have the extra outer seals are up at the house, so I'll have to go grab those. And then slap these rear shafts in, clean up the brakes a little bit, and then I gotta put some brake fluid in it and get these brakes bled. Then we'll be ready to put the wheels on. All right, I got the rear end all buttoned up. I need to put some brake fluid in and bleed the brakes, but other than that, it went together pretty smoothly. Got the rebuilt third member, new wheel bearings. Yeah, it all went back pretty easily. Pretty happy with that. Once I get these brakes bled, then I'll move the buggy around so that I can start moving some springs around. I need to figure out what spring rates I need for the front, and to do that I need to get those rusted, unlabeled springs off. So all right, a couple hours later, got these shocks off, got the springs apart on the front, finally figured out what that lower spring was. So 300-pound springs on the lower, on the front, was making it ride really high. And that was likely because they didn't have any bump stops on the front, so they were using a really heavy lower spring in order to prevent the front axle from bottoming out, which I don't think really worked because it looked like the axle had hit the bottom of the motor a couple times. So I made these little stands so that I could at least move it around. And I was hoping that I would get it really close to ride height with these bars, but I think I cut them about 2 inches too short, but it's close. I love how much lower it is. And on the rear, I've got this held up by the hoist, which is about to break, and it's about 3 inches above the bump stops, which are set at 4 inches long, so 6 inches of up travel. That's probably a little higher than I really want it. So I'm gonna play with some springs and try and figure out how I can get this thing to sit lower and have a good ride. I've got some friends over at AccuTune Off-Road. If you ever need any shock stuff, rebuilds, revalves, coil springs, parts, accessories, AccuTune down in San Diego, those guys are the best in the business. They can send you out parts like this, retainer, sliders, replacement parts, and springs. So I'm gonna keep, actually I don't know, I think I might be done for this evening. It's getting late. I mean, we're in the middle of summer, so it doesn't look like it's getting late, but I wanna say it's almost 8 o'clock. So, time to get cleaned up and get back up to the house. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm looking forward to getting this thing into an appropriate ride height and taking it out for a test ride. We're almost there. Still gotta burn in these bump stops and the bump stop pads that will eventually be here. And then once that's done, then we're good to go.